It's fun. Hello and welcome to a special on-location edition of the Gribbly's Folly Sunday Antisocial Hour. That time each week when I smoke my pipe and complain about humanity while answering all of its questions. And if you are a piece of humanity with a question for me, leave it in the comments down below with the hashtag AskGribbs. I will answer any question you could ever imagine, and a lot that you can't. I forgot my little vlogging mirror. I have no idea if this is in focus or properly exposed. I actually don't know if the battery is still going. Maybe we're not even recording right now. I also forgot to pack in any water, if that kind of tells you the state of my brain today. So we're out here in the woods. We're gonna keep it short today. It is a beautiful Saturday in October, and there are more fishermen than fish in this river, but I have come to get out of the house for just a little while. But I thought I'd bring you along and at least answer one or two Ask Gribbs questions. Today I'm smoking Foundry in my Missouri Meerschaub Dagner custom sitting poker corncob pipe. And it happens like this every year. Every year I wait, and I wait until October. October's a really busy time for photographers, and I wait. And then I look at the calendar and I'm like, oh, there's only, like so many days left that I can actually get out and fish. And then when those days come, I'm not ready to go because I've been focusing on other stuff. And then I get out and I'm rushed. So I bring my camera with me and make a video instead of fish. There were two questions this week. One, Howard asked Gribbs, is ignorance bliss? If ignorance is bliss, something, I can't remember. No, ignorance is not bliss. I know plenty of people who are ignorant and unhappy, but I think there must be a correlation between the ability to let go of what you know and, if not happiness, then peace, right? Like if you get super duper hooked into, there's a fish, I'm wasting time. All right, no, ignorance is not bliss. I also think there is some truth in the common use of the phrase ignorance. Like, there's a lot of things I wish I just didn't know about. I mean, if I didn't know about the Israeli-Gaza thing, I'd be probably happier right now. And then Timber Drifter asked, what is your favorite whiskey? And I was actually just talking to Les Brady about this. And this is a hard one to pin down. I think, like a lot of us, my favorite whiskey changes. Just like your favorite pipe tobacco will change from day to day. I will say, I always come back to bourbon as a type. Scotch has its place. And there's some really good scotches. But I don't think any of them would displace the top tier bourbons for me. And I mean my own top tier. I don't mean necessarily the top shelf bourbons, because I find that there's a spot, like the second from the top shelf is where the really good stuff is. Because the top shelf stuff, it's trying too hard. And a lot of those top shelf bourbons are very obsessed with being cask strength, and they're just too fumy for me. I like something with a little more body to it. And body is I think a precious commodity in bourbon. Not so much in Scotch. Easy to find a Scotch with a good body, but the bourbons, they have the high notes and the low notes, but it's the mid-range that lacks in a lot of the bourbons that are like really boutiquey. I will say, let's do a top three here. My favorite, the best Scotch I've ever had was Glenlivet Nadura. As I was talking to Les about this. It's a very expensive Scotch. I mean, it's not, super duper expensive. It's a couple of $100 a bottle or under, I think. Glenlivet Nadura, I've only had it a few times, and only in single servings in a bar or something like that. Bird drama. My second place, actually, I'll choose another Scotch for this, because I have fond associations with it. McClelland's, not the tobacco company, McClelland's Ela single malt is amazing for its price point, and it is dirt cheap. It's really, really good stuff, and I'm very fond of it just because of memories I associate with it. Honorable mentions. Buffalo Trace Bourbon, I think it's probably the best going if you can get it. It's hard to get here. My absolute favorite whiskey ever would be, are you ready for it? Here we go. Vintage, meaning from the mid 2000s or maybe up to like 2013, 2014. Vintage Knob Creek. There was some sort of change in the last 10 years or so, and I just don't find it to be what it used to be. There were times when, and I was talking to Les about this, where the variance per bottle was different. I think it's more consistent now, but it's not it doesn't ever really hit it out of the park like it used to sometimes. Yeah, Knob Creek, before they had like the different flavors of it and stuff. Not that they have like, you can't get cherry Knob Creek, but you can get different rye contents or whatever. But just the basic small batch Knob Creek from those years, it was absolutely phenomenal. I had a bottle of it, and it was a large bottle. And I opened it. I was with my wife. I opened it, and I poured a glass, and I took a sip. And my wife, like, watched me have a spiritual experience with this bourbon. She was like, "What is happening to you right now?" It was so good. And I immediately put the cap back on the bottle and drove to, I didn't drive, like the next day, I didn't drink anymore. I went to the next day, I went to the ABC store and bought another bottle, and I put the original one aside and labeled it Best Whiskey Ever. And I made that bottle last for years and years and years. I never found another one like it. And I think whatever they have done in their distillery has made things more consistent. And that's probably good. But I will say that I don't often buy Knob Creek anymore because it's always the same. And I miss like having a little bit of surprise when you bought a bottle of small batch bourbon, because some of those bottles from whatever year or production run or however it works, they were just awesome. I think this attitude can benefit us in our own hobby as well. I think that there are blends of tobacco that, people who drink wine are super into this concept of different vintages being different because of whatever happened in the weather, the year the grapes grew or whatever. A bald eagle peed on my vineyard, so this vintage is so much better. And I think there's probably more variance in tobacco than we would like to accept, right? We like to think that our favorite blends are our favorite blends, and they'll always be that way. That can't happen. That's not this. We're talking about plants here, and geopolitics. I mean, the situation in the Middle East years and years ago in the Syrian civil war pretty much took Syria and Latakia out of circulation, right? So I actually have some tins that I'm holding on to that still have the Syrian stuff in them. Anyway, I think we should embrace this a little bit more. I think it's good to have a bit of variance, not too much. You want to know what you're getting, but at the same time, some tins are better than others, and some bottles should be better than others. I talked a lot longer about that than I intended to. I can't take it anymore. I'm gonna go catch some fish. I might bring you along if I actually catch any. Thank you so much for watching. Keep the ends out for the ties that bind.
All right, didn't get skunked. Caught this little wildie. Cool. And another one. Look at that. All right, that's a pretty good day. Let's get this guy loose. Leave the net. Leave the net. What do you have, Stockholm Syndrome? Okay, there you go. See you later. Dude, this guy's out here eating my fish. He's eating my fish. Would you quit? Go away. Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna catch a fish here. This is my hole. You just chill, okay? There's no fish left, are there? You ate them all. Can we not? Could you? Come on. I want to fish there. I'm gonna fish right underneath you, bro. Seriously. I'd like to see your fishing license, sir.